Hello everyone. I got Ableton Push 2 days ago, and I thought I'd do a few videos on Ableton as an instrument and what I've discovered so far about it. Of course, it's a brand new instrument and there aren't any books written about it, so a lot of us would have to discover things for ourselves, and I thought I'd share some of my discoveries about the instrument. So I'm going to be covering two modes of playing this instrument, both melodically and harmonically. The first mode is the default mode, which is the C major scale. And when you open an instrument, it comes up automatically. But just in case if it doesn't, you just press the scales button and you make sure that you've selected major here and the key is C. You can of course use any key for playing the scale, whatever your song requires. Okay, that's the first mode. We'll talk about the second mode later. So in the first part, we're going to talk about how to play scales using this. Of course, you can play any key and it's going to sound in scale, in key. But it makes more sense to have some sort of method to whatever you're doing. So the first method is a 3 fingers to a row method, which you basically play 3 pads and you go up a row and keep playing it all the way up. And then, so ascending, it'd be something like this. Descending. Right. And the other method is 4 fingers to a row with a shift. And this is how it goes. You go up and you shift. So in the end, of course, you'd have to resort to 3 fingers to a row for the last 3 rows if you want to go all the way up. If you're just playing an octave, you could just do 4 and 4. Right. Now, these are 2 methods which I personally think are okay, but I personally wouldn't use them that much. And they might give you speed, but I think it's more important for, especially when you're improvising, to have some sort of relation between the sound that you're getting from an instrument and the fingers that you're using. And this is what I mean by it. This is method number 3, and I would call it the 3-3 with a row shift method. And this is how it goes. You play 3 notes and then you go up, and then you play the next one in the row, but then you start the pattern again, shifting your first finger to the second row. And what that does is it always places your first finger on the root note. So this is how it goes. And when you're descending, now this is in my opinion a great method, because if you're playing something like you always have the same melody, the same fingers, you know. So another method that I've discovered is what I would call a 4-shift-3 method. And how that works is you play 4 fingers and then you shift, and then you play 3 fingers and then you play 4 again, then you shift, play 4, like that. And of course you can make an exception in the end. You can even do that with if you're just playing 1 octave or 2 octaves. Like that. If you're playing 2 octaves, then it'll be something like. So yeah, if you're going all the way up, the ascending would go something like this. And you're descending. So these two methods are my favorite. So another method for playing the scale with 2 hands would go something like this. But before I get into that, let me just tell you how I'm labeling my fingers. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we start with 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we skip a row, and then we play 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're doing here is we're basically assigning each row to 1 finger. And so we have 4 rows here and 4 rows here. So this 4, 3, 2, 1 left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4 right hand. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go skip a row, go 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 3, 4. So ascending, it will go something like this. And descending, it'd be. I haven't played too much with my left hand, so the timing becomes a little sloppy with my left hand. But I've only had the instrument for 2 days. So that covers how to play the 7-note scales. Of course, I mean, these fingerings will hold true for any 7-note scale that you select, like a major, minor, Dorian, Mixolydian, Lydian, Phrygian, Locrian. Any 7-note scale that you play, it should be fine, these fingerings. If you're playing a 6-note scale, say for example whole tone scale, you can easily play it with the 3 fingers per row method, and the sounds will relate to the fingers that you're playing, that you're using to play the scale with. So